A woman admired for her courage, outstanding achievements, or also her noble qualities is a heroine. I'm so glad you're back for another hour filled with inspiration. I am Arabella Fenivesh. Welcome, digital heroes and heroines, today's masterclass for voice. Today's master is a world-renowned American soprano, used to embodying heroines in major opera houses. She has a range of 3 octaves and excels at repertoire from the Baroque to the contemporary. She began her career at the Staatsoper Unter den Linden, Berlin, under the direction of Daniel Barenboim, and went on to work at leading opera houses worldwide, collaborating with conductors such as Riccardo Muti, Claudio Abbado, and Pierre Boulez, and orchestras such as the Vienna Philharmonic, the Cleveland Orchestra, and Concertus Musicus Wien, to name but a few. Laura Aikin will be coaching 2 young singers today, Miriam Gadjijeva and Helene Feldbauer. Mezzo-soprano Helene Feldbauer recently completed her bachelor's degree with Margit Klaushofer at the MDW University of Music and Performing Arts, and is now pursuing her master's degree in vocal performance with focus on opera. Today, she will perform Ascoltati smanie implacabile, Dorabella's aria from Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's Così fan tutte. In this aria, Dorabella, a young woman engaged to Ferrando, is very upset because her fiancé has just gone off to war, or so she has been led to believe. She sings herself into a dramatic frenzy of self-pity, and death seems an option at this point. But fear not, it is a comedy after all. Soprano Miriam Gadjijeva is currently working towards her 2nd master's degree of opera at the MDW, where she studies in the class of Margit Klaushofer. Today she will perform Crudele non mi dir, Donna Anna's final aria from Mozart's Don Giovanni. Donna Anna is saddened by her fiancé's reproach. She assures him that she loves him. Tragic events have delayed their marriage, but will not stop it. Today's singers will be accompanied at the piano by Manfred Schiebel. Welcome. It's great to have 2 promising young singers here today, Helene Feldbauer and Miriam Gadjijeva. And welcome today's master, Laura Aikin.
Thank you, Arabella. I'm very happy to be here. And thank you very much to the university for inviting me for this wonderful day of singing and learning and teaching. We will start with Miriam.
Mi spiace allontanarti, oh me, che lungamente la nostra alma desia. Ma il mondo, oh Deo, non sedur la mia costanza, né sensibil mio cuore. Abbastanza per te, calma il tuo tormento, se di due non vuoi che io morra, non vuoi che io forse un giorno il cielo ancora sentirà pietà di me. Forse un giorno il cielo ancora sentirà.
Wonderful. So I think in this aria, one of the most challenging things about it are the lengths of our phrases. We have a lot of temptations to try to make extreme phrases to make musical statements, right? So you know about that, right? And when one does something like that, the important thing is you're aware that you're going to be making a very long phrase. So you always have to have your goal in mind. Yep. And if your goals are too short-sighted, then you're going to end up coming into troubles. Okay, so that's just one little thing that I think you felt that yourself. That's why I thought I'd bring that up right away, because at some point I saw you go like this with your eyes. You were kind of thinking, oh darn, I wanted to do that better, right? Yeah. So, but that's perfectly normal, and that's the wonderful challenge about this aria, because we know that all of Mozart's arias are basically etudes. There's always something wonderful that we can learn, and he always shows us the way. You know, his vocal phrases are basically, each one is a little voice lesson in itself. Yeah. So coming across these challenges and taking them on is something that's very healthy for the voice, right? So you do something that is really wonderful very often is when you do an attack, like you want to do a special color, something like that, you make a wonderful space in your head. You prepare your resonating room in your head together with your breath. Occasionally, though, that doesn't happen. Often, when you want to do more of a closed vowel, you tend to want to take it a bit from the back, and you want to feel it a bit more closed in here. So I'm going to have you start again from the beginning. We've talked about this before. Ria and I have actually worked together already once before last fall, in November, when I did a master class at the university. And so she understands this technique that I've already been discussing with her before. So the idea is when you take your breath, open up your whole instrument, feel the whole thing just relax into your head, like you're unfolding your head, and it has this wonderful prepared sense. One hears that all the time when in various vocal techniques and in books and things like this, one talks about this feeling of being ready. And we start that already with our wonderful breath that opens up the full instrument, and then keep that feeling. Avoid the temptation to close down on that then when you want to come up with your text. Trust that feeling, and then the text becomes part of the support system. Okay? Yep. So now we'll start from the beginning, keep a couple of these things in mind, and then we'll work a bit more concretely with that. Can we work with the crudele? Just work straight with the crudele. Big space. Don't think cru. That's one of those examples when an emotion can make us go crudele, and it closes the instrument. And we don't. I did it worse than you did, of course. But that's one of the temptations that we have when we do this. We have to find a way to keep the instrument open. That the instrument is still open, but we still have all that intensity. See if you can find that space. Yes. And the text is so much easier as well, right?
The text is
we tend to want to feel our instruments, especially when a strong emotion is happening. We want to feel, but what we need to do is to learn to feel the instrument somewhere out here. Like it's a tactile thing, that we're part of the communicating sphere is where the instrument is, that it's not within us. Because if we keep the instrument to ourselves, the audience is saying, please give it to me.
Yeah.
Okay? Right, continue. Start from the top again, and then I'll just stop you a couple times, make some little corrections, and then we're gonna do the whole aria again, okay? Super.
Mi spiace allontanarti un men che lungamente la nostra alma desia. Ma il mondo
And don't be afraid to make that D a little bit bright in the beginning so that it hooks into these tensor muscles here, the ones that pull the mask forward, that pull the soft palate forward, that you use the text. Hook them in there. And feel really a big space up here. If you go, that's one of the places that's stuck in the back. Okay? Right, one time. Feel like there's it doesn't have to be so loud. Not when you're sort of searching for it, we give more voice to it, right? You can trust that it can be more piano, okay? We'll go back to Oddio again. And when you get to abbastanza, you tend to want to find a color here, okay? Trust that you can find the color here. Okay, do the Oddio again, abbastanza, and then we go into the aria. Trust that space, because you can hang on to the space there, and you can do wonderful piano, okay? Again, abbastanza was gorgeous, right? But within the me. Yeah. Give the piano within the me. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. Playing with that, right? It's fun. Little toys in your head. Great. Now here we're going to think breath length. Always remember what's happening at the end. Prepare your breath according to what the end is. Okay? Always keep those things in mind. Much better, much better. Good. And another thing that you can do to try to keep the support active, okay, because if we're just sort of hanging on like this, eventually it will collapse because there's too much tension, okay, is you sort of feel a bit of a pulse to it, right? I think we talked about this in November, that you have a bit of a pulse in your head.
Yeah.
Huh? Try that one. That will have a mirroring reaction down here and keeping everything nice and loose. He's not gonna rush away. Did you feel that pulsing feeling? Could you feel it release?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, it's not a big thing, you don't even hear it, but it's just an idea of keeping this all subtle, because if we, and flexible, because if we hang on to it like this, we're gonna limit our overtones, and we're eventually the muscles are just gonna collapse. Okay, so we always have to sort of keep it playing up in there. I talk about the here in this part of the face, and inside in the soft palate, and in there, that's your control panel for the rest of the body. It all plays there, and it keeps it all nice and free and open, okay? Again, no medir. Don't take it back, take it forward. It's the same thing, and you have many more overtones. One more time. The thing you got to do is you have, this is your pitch, this is your resonating space. Lead with the resonance. So, not like that. Lead with your resonance space, okay? There's more overtones to play with, right? Yeah? Then you just like, oh, there's all sorts of colors in there. It's like a rainbow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do that one more time and play with that. We're starting to get back into this say. Okay. Say is pulling from the back. You have to find a nice say. Give the chance for the vowel to ring. Okay? Say, say. That's stuck back in the back of your jaw and in your tongue. Say. Just feel that little lift inside your face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I would hang on to the O longer. It's
okay.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you again, dear. Really, but you should have a. So you have a chance to to hit that piano, okay? Because you're going to get yourself stuck there. You're not going to be able to get enough coloring. Give yourself another chance to tweak a little bit more color out of it, okay?
Non vuoi che amara, non vuoi che
Yes. See how that fits in there nicely? It's like just making the space so that the pitch doesn't have to stress to get in there. And and honestly, your vibrato was sometimes a bit unruhig the first time you ran through it, and now it's just a lovely, lovely shimmer in that space because it's all free inside. Okay?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
What does it feel like in your head?
Like the air all the time spinning, and I actually have the possibility to move my tongue very freely.
Yeah, super. Okay, let's finish up. I could see your eyes went, okay? But it was very nice, very nice. And if you want to make your coloratura a little bit faster, you have to organize it better so that it's not every single pitch has the same thing. You need to feel the pulse. I mean, obviously not going to be a heavy pulse, but you need to take some of the pressure off some of the other ones, okay? Otherwise you're it makes it a little bit too heavy. Yes. Legato is very nice. It's very nice to have a nice legato, okay? But if it slows it down, then it's too much. Then you have to take it and you have to pull some weight off of some of the notes, okay? Can we do it just before she starts the movements?
Sentirà.
Yeah.
Sentirà.
Yeah, yeah.
Sentirà.
Okay, that's much better. That's the trick to it, okay? Okay, do it again, and this time really focus it forward, though, okay? Doesn't it feel like that you're just like grabbing it forward, right?
Yeah.
It's like you've got these antennas that are sort of doing like this, and that's the feel that inside of your tensor pilates. Those are the muscles that pull the soft palate forward. That's them keeping the sound forward while you're making all this wonderful space in the back. Those two muscles are keeping it forward.
Yeah.
Okay. So one more time, and you can just imagine that it's hooking there forward. Okay. Right? It's almost like a glockenspiel in front of your head that you look for, like dunk 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 dunk, like right? You gotta just. It's very clear. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah.
forward and thinking about my interpretation
And as you get
more.
used to really having always this sort of ringing feeling to the voice, then you'll be able to take some pressure back off of it. Right? And then you'll be able to do more colors with it. There's actually a much broader choice of colors in this area. I always tell my students to sing with bone and air. Just get it out there. Get it that it's in this part of the body. Certainly, of course, this is where it's all resonating. We all know that this is all happening there. But if we concentrate on this part, you just end up getting too much tensions here. One can make choices of having colors that are made through the throat or through the back of the head or things like that. These are color choices. But when it comes to coloratura, something like this, it's always better to find the space with your breath, hook it forward, sing, and then you can find the colors. No? Okay? It's just a much more secure space, and you can sing for much longer. No? Wonderful. Thank you very much. Our time is already up. I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Miriam. Really beautiful singing. All the best with your career in your studies. Here we are. Helena.
From the
Lovely
end
Helena.
at 8:30.
Super. So we start with
Ascoltati.
Dorabelle,
Yeah,
Ascoltati. Wonderful. And if we have time, we have another perhaps.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Super.
Scostati, t'ha vinto il tristo effetto, un disperato affetto. Chiudi quelle finestre, odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro, odio me stessa. Chi schernisce il mio duol, che me consola, che fuggi per pietà, fuggi, fuggi, fuggi per pietà, lasciami sola. Smagne placabile che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa morir. Esempio misero d'amor funesto, d'orgoglio umili, se viva resto, col suo amore dei miei sospir. Smagne placabili che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa morir. Esempio misero d'amor funesto, d'orgoglio umili, se vivo resto, col suo amore dei miei sospir, d'orgoglio umili, se vivo resto, col suono orribile dei miei sospir, d'orgoglio umili, se vivo resto, col suono orribile, col suono orribile dei miei sospir.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wonderful presentation as well. A very lovely commitment to the character. Very, very nice. I think you take your breath very nicely. Every time you take your breath, you can see your eyes sort of light up. And that is always the good sign that one has that resonating space starting very nicely. And it's a wonderful, warm space that you found that I really would never want to change in that way. But what I think is happening with you, every once in a while I'm seeing some tension in the jaw.
Yes.
Nah? But you know what I think that is? It could be, just my guess, and we'll see if we can experiment with this, is that you're thinking the consonants are here, and your vowels and your sound is here. Nah? I think you need to have a bit more of a bouncy sort of feeling to the text. This is something that's a bit hard to explain in more concrete terms. But it's like you're going, you take this breath, and then you want to grab your consonants down here. Let's just see if we can experiment with this a little bit, see if this will fix it, because it's already so beautiful. And also, again, the same thing that we had with Miriam is that when you get your emotions, you want to do here. Find a way to not abandon your instrument just to show an emotion. That's the trick. That's the glorious thing about Mozart, is that the idea is you have this beautiful sound, but don't abandon. I mean, certainly one can have wonderful colors and things like this that aren't necessarily always the same, you know? But it should never sound like your instrument is sort of struggling. Right? And you feel that too sometimes, right? So So just try always to keep it in this wonderful space here, and you'll be surprised. Mozart comes through. All the emotions come through, and the text following directly in front of the vowels.
Scostati, avento il tristo effetto, un disperato affetto.
Okay, so again here, you're wanting to be very angry. So, scostati! Take it easy. Scostati!
Yes.
Right? There's no reason to scrunch the consonants. Be clear, but not squished.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Again. So I always tell my students that have this sort of problem that they just think that they're only forming the consonants with the upper half of the mouth.
Yeah.
You're going to end up doing with both anyways, but there's just too much attention to the bottom part of it because you want to go, ska, right? So just think like you're only doing your consonants with the upper half of your mouth.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. Scostati, avento il tristo effetto, d'un disperato affetto.
See, there's the color.
D'un disperato affetto.
And now there's just as much nastiness.
Di quelle finestre.
Take it from the top again. Nice and calm, nice and calm. Take it from the top again. But you see, there's just as much nastiness up here.
Yeah.
And then you don't sort of feel like all these sort of weird muscles here. Then what makes an audience nice and calm is if they feel like the voice is settled. And it's in a nice space. Then they can understand the text better. Because if the voice is moving around too much and finding different resonating spaces, then the audience says, I don't understand the text. And it's not because the consonants, they're not working hard enough in the consonants. It's because the vowels are all taking all sorts of different forms. All the vowels here. Consonants leading the vowels. Okay?
Yes.
One more time.
Scostati, avento il tristo effetto, d'un disperato affetto. Chiudi quelle finestre. Odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro, odio me stessa.
How does that feel? How does that feel? Does it feel more released?
Yes, of course.
It feels much more released,
It's
yes.
everything. Here.
Exactly, and then also it just leaves your body better,
Yeah.
right? It's just so much better to sing with bone and air and
Yeah.
the brain soup, whatever, just to sing with this part of the body than to try to make resonating happening from here and color happening from here. That can be a choice. If you can make it work, it can be a choice. But right now, I would try to go with this one. And you need to roll your R's somewhere too. The R's, ra, 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 ra. There were a couple of R's there that you sort of abandoned. Allow them to come through. You have to keep the text like bubbly.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of little shadow vowels and things like this, right? Mozart was so good with this, especially all these k that he's got on these things. Kio! These things, wonderful for the voice. Okay? Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, from the top.
Okay.
And then we.
Yes. Scostati, avento il tristo effetto, d'un disperato affetto. Chiudi quelle finestre. Odio la luce, odio l'aria che spiro, odio me stessa. Chi schernisce il mio duol, che me consola. Te fuggi per pietà.
Keep it up there.
Fuggi.
Keep it up there. Chi fuggi per pietà. Leave it there. Try it. Give it a try.
Okay. Che fuggi per pietà,
Like the sound is the sound's not grounded going this way because you have plenty of grounding to your sound, okay?
Yeah.
You also feel like you're pulling it this way because the levators, the muscles that are creating the space inside your head, they go out to the sides. We need to give them space. Per pietà. Try that.
Per pietà.
The whole phrase with your breath together.
Te fuggi per pietà.
Better.
Fuggi.
No, don't better.
Fuggi.
Fuggi. Give it the
Fuggi.
You can give it big O, big U, and the double G. Fuggi.
Fuggi.
Yeah, no, you don't. Just because you have a double consonant.
Fuggi.
Just because you have a double consonant doesn't mean you have to squish the vowel before, right?
Yeah.
Foot, G, foot, right? It's lovely when we're speaking in foot, G, foot. When we're singing, we have to give them a full sound so that it gets all the way. Okay, one more time. Wait, te fuggi per pietà. Better.
Fuggi.
Yes.
Fuggi. Fuggi per pietà. Lasciami sola.
Yeah. See, now you don't have to push so much because the sound is right there. You can take it easy. Lascia. You go la, right? Good. Again.
Lasciami sola.
Right. So you let the bones do the work for you. You let your formants and everything do the work for you. Again, show me. Take your breath and do it.
Lasciami sola.
Exactly. Sola. That's just,
sola.
it's just leading with the resonance.
Yeah.
And sola. Forward.
Yeah.
Again.
Sola.
Exactly. Okay. Going on.
Smanie bloccate che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa
Are you ready? You want to
morir.
do something music before more? You want to pull it back here.
Yeah.
Trust the front. Trust the front. Okay? One phrase before. What you're afraid of is you're afraid of the E being too bright.
Yeah,
Right? So you go,
of course.
but you can also go, do the exact same thing, but do it with your face rather than with your tongue. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Let's do it again. Smanie spacca.
Smanie bloccate che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi
Yeah.
fa morir.
Is it yummy?
Esempio misero d'amor funesto
Good girl.
d'arugli umidi si viva resa
Easy.
col suono di sospir.
Okay, so be careful when you do your spear. You're not going too here with the chin, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. The piece. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it
Ling,
easy? It's like also, it's like, oh. There's like toys in there, right?
Yeah.
And so I love these muscles in there. It's like a playground in your head. You know, right? Exactly. Okay, go back a little bit.
Yeah. Col sonoro di sospir, sospir.
Here we go.
Smanie bloccate che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir, mi fa morir. Esempio misero.
Stop. Prepare with your breath. Prepare with your breath. The exact same thing. You were starting with a closed vowel, so you took your breath to prepare that you want to swallow your closed vowel because you're afraid of it being too bright.
Yeah,
Trust it.
yeah.
Okay? Just the phrase before that so she can have the chance to come into that breath in the entrance.
The phrase before the esempio.
Always here.
Esempio misero d'amor funesto d'arugli umidi si viva resta col sonoro di sospir d'arugli umidi si viva resta col suono orribile dei miei sospir d'arugli umidi si viva resta col suono orribile.
And pull it back in. Give it a little bit of an edge on the end of it. Okay? So you don't go, and you can give it a little tiny bit more edge on the end of it. That's how you show the anger. Big full sound and then just at the end of it. And that's what you do. And that's what these wonderful muscles here are for. Okay? A phrase before?
Col suono orribile. D'arugli umidi si viva resta col suono orribile
there. It's going to feel naked because you want to give much more color to it, right? Let it be in here. Trust the color that's going to come out. It's actually, for us, darker. Well, if you make the color for yourself, then you keep the color, and we don't get any of the shimmer. Feed us the shimmer. Give us it all, okay? And there's the C. There's that. That is always a gift from Mozart. When he does these, God, that's just exactly to prepare the instrument. Right there. One bar before or a little bit? Right. Prepare your breath.
Okay.
Do it again. Lead with the resonance.
Yes.
Okay? The same with the co again? The funny thing is, the amazing thing is that when you open up there, it actually is much more in the body. You just feel it drop. And then your muscles are doing all this. Whoa! It's like having, I say to my students, it's like having painless contractions to have a baby. It's just like, whoa! You're like, okay, I'll do it. It does it automatically. It's because you're tapping into a very natural physiological thing, which is basically the yawn reflex reprogrammed. So that when you make this big breath, that opens up everything, right? And if we're thinking in terms of we have to breathe like this and go, and this is down, it's just all tension. It's all here. And then you hold it, okay? Great. Want to do the whole aria again?
Yes.
From the top. I just want to hear the whole thing, and then we'll go back.
From the top.
Okay, just not from the recit, but I want to hear the aria again. I really want you. I want you to show me how you can always use your lead like this. Just find it like this. Don't even think about being angry. Let the aria, let the anger come already out. Because as soon as it's like when somebody sings Olympia, like it's already there in the music. Let Mozart's music speak for you. Okay, a little bit color every once in a while, but don't try to say, I know what the text is. I'm going to show you that I know what the text means, but I'm going to go, here I'm really angry, and here I'm really, one doesn't have to do that. Mozart speaks for himself. Okay? Go.
No, from the aria.
From the aria, just from the aria.
Più non cessate, finché la angoscia mi fa morir. Esempio misero, d'amor funesto, d'aroglio benedi, se viva resta, col sonoro sospir smogli placabili che m'agitate dentro quest'anima più non cessate finché l'angoscia mi fa morir esempio misero d'amor funesto d'aroglio benedi se vivo resta col sonoro d'aroglio benedi se vivo resta col suono orribile dei miei sospiri d'aroglio benedi se vivo resta col suono orribile
with the resonance, you also lead with the intonation. Because you think of the pitch beforehand. If you go, that's that Glockenspiel feeling. Right? And the Glockenspiel concept is really nice because basically what you're doing, you're thinking of anticipating where it's going to go. The sort of mental image of this is like, it just sort of, it creates the space first, and the tone is set up here, which
Yeah.
means the larynx is nice and relaxed and tips forward.
Yeah.
Brava, brava, super. And now you want to do another aria.
Another aria. Yeah, I have Cherubino.
Cherubino.
Non so più cosa
Non
sono,
so più.
cosa faccio.
Let's have some fun with that. Yay. And just try thinking these already, okay? So all your text
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going to follow your vowels.
Okay.
Combine the consonants and the vowels are all combined, okay? So we
Okay.
don't separate them, okay?
Ok. Non so più cosa son, cosa faccio. Or di fuoco rosona di ghiaccio. Una donna che già di colore. Una donna mi fa palpitar. Una donna mi fa palpitar. Una donna mi fa palpitar. Sono ai nomi d'amor di letto. Mi si turba, mi salta repetto. A parlare mi sforza d'amore. Odesio che non posso spiegar. Odesio che non posso spiegar. Non so più cosa son, cosa faccio. Or di fuoco rosono di ghiaccio. Una donna che già di colore. Una donna mi fa palpitar. Una donna mi fa palpitar. Una donna mi fa palpitar. Parlo d'amor vegliando. Parlo d'amor sognando. All'acqua, all'ombra, ai monti, ai fiori, all'erba, ai fonti, all'equalare, ai venti. Che il suon dei vani accenti portano via così. Portano via con sé. Parlo d'amor vegliando, parlo d'amor sognando. All'acqua, all'ombre, ai monti, ai fiori, all'erbe, ai fonti, all'equalari, ai venti. Che il suon dei vani accenti portano via così. Portano via con sé. E se non ho chi moda, e se non ho chi moda, parla d'amor con me, con me. Parla d'amor con me.
Super. I can really see those moments when we're really trying, and other moments you're like, I'm sorry, but I've been doing this, and this is the way I want to do it.
Yes, of course.
Which is, of course, is for an aria you've been singing for a long, 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 long time, okay?
Yeah.
Let's take it back from the beginning, and we'll
Yeah.
just work on this exact same concepts that we talked about for the other aria. We'll do that for this one as well, okay?
great. Yeah.
Especially, again, try and see if you can find a way to have the character be something that you send out, rather
Yeah.
than you pull in the character. You
Yeah.
tend to take your emotions, you tend to pull them into yourself. Whenever you want to make a strong musical gesture, you pull it into here, okay? And that's just kind of sad because you have this wonderful, full resonant that's all the way down to your body, and then all of a sudden the whole thing just collapses and
Yeah.
it's stuck
Yeah.
here. So let's see if we can expand the whole thing out,
Okay.
From
Yeah.
the top. And the best way to do that is that every single phrase, when you take it, open up your instrument. We have to realize that all day we have these instruments in our heads. We live with them all day in a collapsed form. And then we want to sing, and we do that. It's the same thing with a yawn. When you make a yawn, if you're talking while you do a yawn, you start to talk like this. And that's why I say that singing is basically a repurposed yawn, right? But not that kind of yawn, but it's the yawn reflex, okay?
Yeah.
So, right now you've got it. Right there, you're talking like that. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, so just every time you do a musical gesture, keep that space. Don't collapse it,
Yeah.
okay? Beautiful, okay.
Non so più cosa son, cosa faccio. Ho di fuoco rosono di ghiaccio. Yeah.
Faccio. That was what we were talking about the other aria with the double consonant.
Double consonants,
Give your chance. Give it a chance to
Yeah.
ring forward. Faccio.
Faccio. Faccio.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
non so più cosa son, cosa faccio, or di fuoco or son, o di ghiaccio, ogni donna cangiar di colore, ogni donna mi fa palpitar, ogni donna mi fa palpitar, ogni donna mi fa palpitar. Solo ai nubi l'amor di letto, mi si turba, mi salta il petto.
So this is an example of it. Yeah, this is an example that you're starting to pull it in. You're starting to pull it in like a, try to just feel like you're exposing your emotions more than you keep them for yourself.
Yeah.
That everything has this idea that it's out that way.
Yeah.
That you have to show the audience. The audience wants to see it. They want to hear it, but they also want to see it. They want to have the sense that you're opening up your instrument to them like this. Okay?
Yeah.
Back a little bit.
Yeah. Solo ai nubi l'amor di letto.
But you see how it cracks? It's like, whoa, 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 right? It's exactly because all of a sudden you're not holding it, so it's like, oh gosh, where's it going to go?
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised. This is what happens when it gets a bit the cart before the horse, that the interpretation and the character is actually before the aria is completely released.
Yeah.
It's much better to sing Mozart arias just like they're an etude, almost with no meaning, with no sort of concept of it, and then have it so it's sitting wonderfully in that, and then you can add the stuff on top of it. No? Okay, so think that we're sort of halfway to that. I want you to think of the instrument first.
Yeah.
Make that be your priority, okay?
Okay. Solo ai nubi l'amor di letto.
Yes!
Mi si turba, mi salta il petto.
Oh, so much good.
Parlare mi sforza d'amore. Onnesio che io non posso spiegar. Onnesio che io non posso spiegar. Non so più cosa son, cosa faccio. Or di fuoco or son, o di ghiaccio. Ogni donna cangiar di colore, ogni donna mi fa palpitar, ogni donna mi fa palpitar, ogni donna mi fa palpitar.
Let's take a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Okay, can we stop just for 1 second? It's very intense. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm a kind of a very energetic person. How does that feel?
Yeah, great. Open. Also, more free.
More free.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
goes away.
It's just
better.
it's just this idea of communicating what
Yeah.
the colors and the characters that you want to do with the audience.
Yeah.
It's not about trying to scream them into the back of the hall, but
Yeah.
it's just right here. It's just right in front of you. Just that communicative distance, like somebody was in front of you.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah.
less than our social distancing that we have now, but just that it's something that it's right there, and then your instrument will relax into it, because that's how we're speaking all day. We're speaking with consonants that we're thinking about talking to a person that's in front of us, right?
Yeah.
And it's the formant that carries that. It's the resonance of the voice that carries it further into the house. Okay?
Yep.
Continue.
Parlo d'amor vegliando, parlo d'amor sognando, all'acqua, l'ombra, ai monti, ai fiori, all'erba, ai fonti, alle colore venti.
Let's do that again. For a couple times you got some of your E's were stuck back here.
Yeah.
And we had that with Miriam sometimes
E's.
too, the E's.
Oh.
E, E, E. But keep it vibrant. Keep it vibrant. Yeah. Give it a pulse. Give it a pulse. There. Now it's on your support. Now it's free and on your support. Okay. So all the vowels sit there in that space. Okay.
Yeah.
One more time.
Parlo d'amor vegliando,
There you go.
parlo d'amor sognando, all'acqua, l'ombra, ai monti,
That's it. The T. Monty.
monti.
Yes. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Again. And then I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna finish because we're
Okay.
Okay.
Parlo d'amor vegliando, parlo d'amor sognando, all'acqua, l'ombra, ai monti,
Yes.
ai fiori, all'erba, ai fonti, alle colori, ai venti, che il suo divani accenti portano via così, portano via con sé. monti, ai fiori, all'erbe, ai fonti, alle equalari, ai venti.
Keep going.
Venti.
Yeah, there you go.
Che su divani accenti portano via così. Portano via con sé.
Good girl.
E se non ho chi moda. E se non ho chi moda. Parla d'amore con me, con me. Parla d'amore con me.
Wonderful.
Thank
Very,
you.
very, very happy with that.
Yeah.
Can you describe the feeling that you have in your
Yes,
head right now?
of course. It's everything
feel
there
it?
all the time. Yeah, also the T.
Yes, it makes it easier
Yeah.
for the consonants.
Yeah, yeah.
And you feel there's a much more broad range, I think, of colors that
Yeah,
one can
yeah.
play with.
Yes,
Super.
you can play with that.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So I
Thank
guess
you.
thanks for done.
Oh, thank you, brava, bravi, everybody. Thank you, Maestro
you
at
very
the
much,
piano. Thank you for your beautiful playing, Manfred Schiebel.
Miriam,
Thank
come
you,
back.
Helene Feldbauer.
Say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you, Miriam Kodjeyeva.
There she is.
And of course, Maestra Laura Aikin. It was wonderful
Thank you.
listening to
No,
you.
A great honor for me to have had this opportunity to teach you and to show everybody what we're doing here.
So much wonderful energy, and energy does travel, travels across the world. So I could listen for hours, absolutely, to learn more from you, Laura. It's beautiful and listening to you. But we do have some other things in store for you tonight. At 6 p.m., there will be a Zoom lecture and meeting hosted by ISA Science, Beethoven and the Dangers of Hero Discourses, with Mina Yang in California and a number of speakers from the MDV. And at 8:30, there's a lecture recital with pianist Alfred Brendel. He'll be analyzing Schubert, and then there's a live performance by the Simply Quartet. They perform the string quartet in G major. See you later.